Distant signals the outpost on Ganymede wasn't anyone's first choice for assignment, especially not for Nadia Vega, Earth's leading xenolinguist. 3 years into her 5-year contract, she'd cataloged precisely 0 new alien languages and spent most days fine-tuning translation algorithms for trade. Negotiations that rarely happen this far from the galactic hub. The distress beacon changed everything. Unknown. Vessel approaching restricted space. Announced the outpost's AI. Biosignature indicates single occupant. Non-human. Species unregistered. Nadia's heart raced as she activated the communication array. This is Ganymede Outpost 6. Identify yourself. Static crackled before a melodic voice responded in broken universal. Help. Seeking sanctuary... pursued. When the small craft landed, Nadia was the first to reach the airlock. Protocol demanded armed security, but curiosity propelled her forward alone. The door hissed open to reveal a slender figure with iridescent blue skin and large, expressive eyes that shifted color like living opals. "I am Talon," the alien said, voice resonating with multiple tones simultaneously. "Last scholar of Ceridia." Over the next several days, Nadia learned that Talon was essentially a refugee. The Ceridians were an advanced civilization from the Andromeda galaxy who rarely interacted with humans. Their society valued conformity above all else, and Talon had committed the unforgivable sin of questioning their traditions. "My kind share thoughts through resonance," Talon explained, creating a small sphere of dancing light between her 6-fingered hands. "But I hear... differently. See patterns others cannot." Nadia found herself fascinated, not just professionally, but personally. Talon absorbed languages with astonishing speed, and by the end of the week, they conversed easily without translators. "Your solitude here, Talon," observed one evening, as they watched Jupiter rise over Ganymede's cratered horizon. "It echoes within you," Nadia startled. "How could you know that?" Talon's skin rippled with patterns of gold and azure. "I feel the vibrations of your words. There is loneliness beneath them." Something in Nadia's chest tightened. No human had ever read her so accurately. "The resonance between us is unusual," Talon continued, eyes shifting to deep violet. "I have never felt such clarity with anyone, even my own kind." Before Nadia could respond, the outpost alarms blared. A massive ship had entered Ganymede's orbit. "They've found me," Talon whispered, skin fading to ashen gray. "The Ceridian conclave never allows divergence to escape." Nadia made a split-second decision that would change everything. She grabbed Talon's cool hand and pulled her toward the interior tunnels. "What are you doing?" Talon asked, voice trembling. "Breaking protocol," Nadia replied, "and possibly starting an interstellar incident." As they disappeared into the labyrinth of the outpost, Nadia couldn't explain the protective instinct surging through her. All she knew was that the connection forming between them felt too important to sever. Bridge between worlds neither of them had expected to find. Broken protocols, Captain Darius Reed was furious. His weathered face reddened as he cornered Nadia in the communications hub. "You hid an unregistered alien from an approaching diplomatic vessel," he growled. "Give me one reason not to have you court-martialed." "The Ceridians aren't here for diplomacy," Nadia countered. "Talon is seeking asylum. If we hand her over, we're violating the Interspecies Refugee Act." Reed's jaw tightened. "The Ceridians claim she's a fugitive. A dangerous one. She's a scholar who questioned their doctrines. That's her only crime." Outside the reinforced windows, the Ceridian vessel loomed like a gleaming predator, its crystalline structure refracting Ganymede's pale light. "They're sending a delegation in 6 hours," Reed said finally. "Until then, your alien stays in containment." "That's an order, Vega." Nadia found Talon in the science lab, analyzing Earth's historical transmissions with remarkable speed. "You're Shakespeare," Talon said. Without looking up, he understood resonance between beings. The lunatic, the lover, and the poet are of imagination, all compact. "You memorized Shakespeare already?" Talon's skin shimmered with copper patterns. "Words have energy signatures. I absorbed them." She turned, eyes shifting to deep amber. The conclave has arrived. How did I feel their presence? Particularly emissary Kreth. He has been hunting divergents like me for centuries. Nadia sat beside her. Why are they so determined to find you? Tylen's fingers traced invisible patterns on the table. Ceridians share a collective consciousness maintained through regular resonance harmonization. Those like me who resonate differently threaten that harmony. Different isn't dangerous, Nadia said softly. To them it is. Tylen's eyes met hers. But you welcome difference. Their hands were inches apart on the table. Nadia noticed how Tylen's skin pulsed with light where they nearly touched. What happens if I touch you? Nadia asked, suddenly breathless. Among my kind, physical contact deepens resonance, Talon whispered. With you, I don't know. No Ceridian has ever formed resonance with a human. Slowly, Nadia bridged the gap between their hands. At the touch, a warm current traveled up her arm, and Talon gasped, her skin illuminating with brilliant patterns. I can feel your thoughts, Talon breathed. Not words, but emotions. Colors. Nadia felt it. Too, an awareness of Tylen's consciousness. Bright and complex like a living constellation. The moment shattered as alarms blared. The lab door slid open to reveal Captain Reed with 3 armed officers. The Ceridian delegation is docking early, he announced grimly. Their emissary is demanding immediate custody of the fugitive. Talon trembled, her skin dulling to ash. If I return, they will neutralize my divergence. Erase what makes me, me. Nadia stood protectively between Talon and the officers. Then we're not letting them take you. Reed's expression hardened. This isn't your call, Vega. Actually, Nadia said, pulling up the station's legal protocols on her tablet, it is. As chief xenolinguist, I'm invoking Section 7 of the First Contact Directive. Talon is now under my cultural protection for research purposes. Reed stared in disbelief. You're risking your career. I know, Nadia replied, feeling Tylen's grateful presence behind her. But some connections are worth protecting? Hidden truths. The Ceridian delegation glided into the conference room like liquid mercury. Their tall forms draped in flowing garments that seemed to absorb and reflect light simultaneously. At their center walked emissary Kreth, distinguished by the complex crystalline structures adorning his elongated head. Nadia stood at the far end, heart pounding but posture defiant. We understand you claim protection over the divergent. Kreth's voice resonated with multiple harmonics. This is unacceptable. Under Earth Federation law, Talon has requested asylum, Nadia replied steadily. We're processing her application. Nice. Kreth's opalescent eyes narrowed. The one you call Talon is designated Specimen 7 Kappa in our records. She is property of the Ceridian Conclave, not an individual with rights your laws recognize. Property. Nadia couldn't hide her disgust. Divergents are created, not born, Kreth explained with clinical detachment. They are resonance experiments. Useful tools when properly calibrated, dangerous when left to develop independently. Captain Reed shifted uncomfortably beside Nadia. You're saying she's artificial? I am saying she is ours, Kreth corrected. We will depart within the hour. Prepare the specimen. After the delegation returned to their ship to await Tylen's transfer, Nadia rushed to the hidden maintenance tunnel where she'd concealed her alien friend. They're lying, Talon said immediately, before Nadia could speak. I was born, not created. My divergence occurred naturally. Nadia knelt beside her. They called you an experiment, a specimen, to justify their treatment of those like me. Tylen's skin darkened with emotion. There are others, hundreds kept in resonance chambers, their unique patterns harvested to enhance the collective. Harvested? How? Talon hesitated, then placed her hands on either side of Nadia's face. The contact sent a warm current through Nadia's mind. And suddenly she wasn't just hearing Tylen's words, she was experiencing memories. She saw through Tylen's eyes. Sterile chambers where Ceridians with differently patterned skin were connected to pulsing machinery. Their resonance energy extracted, refined, and fed into the collective consciousness that maintained Ceridian unity. When the vision faded, tears streaked Nadia's cheeks. "They're using you as living batteries," she whispered. Talon nodded solemnly. "The collective requires constant harmonization. Divergence produced the most powerful resonance patterns." Nadia's hands clenched into fists. "We're not letting them take you. If you refuse, they may retaliate against your outpost," Talon warned. "My freedom isn't worth your lives." Their eyes met, and Nadia felt that strange connection between them intensify. Without thinking, she leaned forward and pressed her forehead against Tylen's. The contact sent cascades of light rippling across the alien's skin. "There's something between us," Nadia murmured. "Something I don't understand but can't ignore. Cross-species resonance," Talon breathed. "Theoretically impossible. Yet I feel you more clearly than I've ever felt my own kind." Nadia pulled back slightly, studying Tylen's luminescent features. "Is that why they want you back so badly? Because you can connect with humans?" Tylen's eyes widened. "They don't know. If they did, ... double quotes, her voice trailed off in horror. "Then we have to keep it that way," Nadia said firmly. "And I think I know how to get you off this station without them following." Part 4. Divided Stars. "This is insane," Captain Reed hissed as Nadia outlined her plan. Using the outpost's emergency pods as a diversion while smuggling an alien fugitive on the supply shuttle. "The Ceridians monitor energy signatures, not physical vessels," Nadia explained. "If we launch all 6 pods in different directions, they'll be tracking resonance patterns. Not the actual pods. And Talon will be on the shuttle with false identification," Reed concluded, rubbing his forehead. "If this goes wrong, it's not just your career. It's an interstellar incident." Nadia held his gaze. "Sir, you've seen how they refer to her. As property, as a specimen. Would you hand over a sentient being to that fate?" Reed's weathered face softened slightly. "You care about her," and Nadia faltered. "It's complicated. It always is." Reed sighed, then straightened. "Fine, the supply shuttle leaves in 30 minutes. Make it happen." As Nadia hurried through the corridor, a crystalline tone halted her. Emissary Kreth stood before her, towering and iridescent. "You harbor feelings for the Divergent," he stated, not a question but an accusation. "We sense the resonance disturbance." Nadia kept her expression neutral. "I don't know what you mean. Humans are poor deceivers." Kreth moved closer, his presence making the air vibrate uncomfortably. "The specimen has formed a connection with you. This confirms our hypothesis and increases her value exponentially." Cold fear gripped Nadia's heart. Hypothesis. That certain divergents can form cross-species resonance bonds. Kreth's multi-toned voice carried something like excitement. "Imagine the applications direct neural interfaces between species without technology. Emotional manipulation across biological barriers." "She's not a tool," Nadia snapped. "She is the key to controlling human emotions directly," Kreth continued as if Nadia hadn't spoken. "With her pattern replicated, we could influence your kind at the neurological level." The implication struck Nadia like a physical blow. They didn't just want Talon back. They wanted to use her unique abilities to develop a weapon against humanity. Alarms suddenly blared throughout the station. Reed's voice came over the coms. "Unauthorized access to Docking Bay 3. All personnel to emergency stations." Kreth's eyes flashed. The Divergent attempts escape. He moved with surprising speed toward the docking bay. Nadia ran in the opposite direction, toward their actual rendezvous point in the cargo hold. She found Talon already there, skin pulsing with anxious patterns. "They know," Talon whispered. "About our connection? We have to hurry." Nadia grabbed her hand, ignoring the pleasant shock of contact. "They want to use you to create a way to control humans emotionally." Talon's eyes widened in horror. "That would destroy both our species' autonomy." As they moved toward the supply shuttle, the station shuddered. Through the viewport, Nadia saw energy beams lancing from the Ceridian vessel, targeting the launch bays. "They're not letting anyone leave," she realized aloud. "There's another way," Talon said quietly. "But it requires deepening our resonance. It will change us both." "What do you mean?" Talon's eyes shifted to a deep, vibrant blue. "Do you trust me, Nadia?" Their gazes locked, and in that moment, Nadia knew her answer with absolute certainty. Yes, she whispered. I trust you. Beyond Bounder Yestalon's six-fingered hands framed Nadia's face with gentle precision. Close your eyes, she murmured. Feel the resonance between us. As Nadia's eyelids fluttered shut, the world transformed. Consciousness expanded beyond her physical form, stretching outward like ripples in a cosmic pond. She felt Tylen's presence, not as a separate entity, but as a harmonious counterpoint to her own essence. We are creating a resonance field. Tylen's voice seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere. The Ceridians cannot differentiate our patterns when joined this way. Through their shared awareness, Nadia sensed the Ceridian vessel scanning the station, searching for Tylen's unique signature, but finding only a new, hybrid pattern they couldn't identify. It's working, Nadia thought, and felt Tylen's affirmation ripple through their connection. They moved as one toward the emergency shuttle, their movements perfectly synchronized. When a patrol of Ceridian guards appeared in the corridor, Talon extended their shared resonance field, bending light around them until they were nearly invisible, a shimmer in the air. Nothing more, the shuttle bay was unguarded. As they prepared for launch, Nadia felt Tylen's consciousness begin to withdraw from hers. No, she thought instinctively, holding tighter to their connection. We must separate, Talon responded within their shared mind. The resonance is too intense for prolonged contact. Reluctantly, Nadia felt their consciousness disentangle. When she opened her eyes, she found herself seated in the shuttle's pilot chair. Talon beside her with skin glowing in patterns, Nadia somehow understood his joy, fear, and something deeper. That was ... Nadia struggled for words. Unprecedented, Talon finished, eyes shifting through spectrums of blue and violet. No Ceridian has ever achieved complete resonance with another species. The shuttle engines hummed to life as Nadia initiated the launch sequence. On the main view screen, the Ceridian vessel loomed, scanning but not yet firing. They're confused, Talon observed. Our joined resonance created a pattern they cannot classify. As the shuttle broke free from Ganymede's gravity, Nadia set course for Europa Station, a neutral diplomatic outpost where Talon could formally request asylum under interplanetary law in the quiet of deep space. With Jupiter's massive presence filling the view screen, Talon's skin dimmed to a soft, intimate glow. You risked everything for me, she said softly, eyes meeting Nadia's. Your career, your safety, Nadia smiled. Some connections are worth the risk. Talon reached across the space between them, fingers hesitantly tracing the contours of Nadia's hand. When we shared consciousness, I felt your emotions, your heart. Heat rushed to Nadia's cheeks, and I felt yours. Among my people, resonance is controlled, regulated, utilized, Talon whispered, moving closer until their foreheads nearly touched. But with you, it's free, unbound. Their fingers intertwined, sending cascades of light across Talon's skin. You treat me better than my own kind, Talon whispered, voice trembling with emotion. You see me as a person, not a resource. Not a divergent to be harvested or controlled. Nadia leaned forward, pressing their foreheads together in the gesture that had come to mean so much between them. The resonance bloomed again gentler now, but no less profound. Where we're going, Nadia promised, no one will control you again. Europa Station appeared as a glittering speck in the distance. They remained connected to beings from vastly different worlds, who'd found something rare and precious in each other, understanding that transcended species, communication deeper than words, a resonance that defied the boundaries both their kinds had believed immutable. In that quiet moment between worlds, they were neither human nor Ceridian, but something beautifully, impossibly new.